I'm Kristen. I'm here with Barry from 2K Games, and he's gonna show us some of Civilization Revolution.
How's it going?
Good. Tell us a little bit about this game.
Well, we want Civilization Revolution to be sort of different from our PC product because we're trying to attract a new audience. So everything about it is geared towards the console audience. It's a little more fun, a little more over the top, a little more larger than life than our PC products. Not quite so realistic, although a lot of the Civilization aspects from that product are still here. It's just they're presented in a more fun fashion.
Cool. I saw that this game is also like on the DS and everything, and I mean, it seems like this is something that really anybody can get into now, as opposed to like, just the hardcore PC gamers.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're hoping for. We feel like we've taken the PC title really far, and we have a lot of fans, but it's very daunting for new players. So we want new players to sort of come in and we want to give them sort of a Firaxis hug and say, it's okay, you can play strategy games. And the cool thing about the Game Core is that it doesn't know what system it's on. So literally the gameplay on the DS is exactly the same as it is on the bigger consoles.
So what exactly is the object of Civilization?
Rule the world. Basically what you're trying to do is you start with a little tribe of nomads and you make your first city. You've decided you're not going to wander anymore. You're going to make settle down. And then you have all these decisions, like now that you have to make units to defend your city. You have to make warriors and swordsmen and things like that. Or you might meet other, you're not the only great civilization out there. You might meet the Japanese or the Chinese or the Germans, and you might have to decide, am I going to go to war with them? Am I going to be diplomatic with them? And then you have choices like, what am I going to research? What am I going to, am I going to research bronze working, or am I going to research, ceremonial burial, things like that. So it's all the decisions you make, and you take your tribe from very humble beginnings all the way up to the modern day and even a little bit beyond, and you want to win the game by one of four ways: either economically, culturally, scientifically, or militarily.
It's basically you deciding the future of the world.
Yeah, it's like the world as you would make it. It's like the first God game.
Great. So why don't we watch you play it a little bit here?
So right off the bat, you can choose from all these different civilizations, and they all have great leaders, and they all have interesting special abilities that sort of stack up as the game goes. So I like the Japanese. I'm going to choose the Japanese here. It's Tokugawa. So they get food from sea, so they naturally want to settle along the coastline. So you can see all of the controls that you would expect, they show up here. Even though we have this controller that seems kind of simple compared to a mouse and keyboard, the game maps really well to this. So I don't think that, once you get used to the controls, you can pretty much do everything that you expect to do.
Yeah, I was playing a little bit before, and I was surprised at how easy it was to just direct yourself around using the controls, which is really cool, because I don't even have an Xbox of my own, but it really was pretty easy.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. So this is our tutorial guy. He shows up here. He's like your science advisor, but we dressed him up like Indiana Jones. And so he'll come up and he'll explain stuff to you, but I know how to play, so I'll just move on from him. This is the ancient science advisor. So we can choose all these different technologies, and we can see that it's the whole sweep of human history. So it's everything from early things like pottery and masonry, all the way up. You can keep going and going and going through all these technologies. This is where you end up, globalization, supercomputer. So you can see it's the entire sweep of human history. So I'm going to choose bronze working.
What's different?
Now this is a demo, so it's a little bit, it's a very limited view of the game. So I'm going to just sort of run through and do a couple things real quick. There's a couple goals to this, but this is the normal game. You'd have a lot more free reign to do whatever it is you want. This is our domestic advisor. She tells us about things in our city and things. The science advisor tells us what we should research. There's also a foreign advisor and a military advisor. So they've built us a nice palace here. And we have a new unit, which is a warrior unit. So we're going to start moving them around because there's a world out there somewhere, and we want to explore and find out what's out there in the world.
So So we are actually in 3400 BC, Japan right now.
Yes, yes. So this map is actually like the cool thing about Civ is that we don't stick to the Earth map. You can have an Earth map, but we sort of randomly generate maps so that you don't know where stuff is. So it makes it a lot easier to make the world the way you want, because you're not restricted to, like, Japan starting on a little island or something like that. We have these great relics in the world. These sort of encourage you to explore. They have really cool powers, but they only work once. So this is the Knights Templar. So by moving on to this, in this demo version, I'm going to get 2 more units, 2 more warrior units. That's our foreign advisor. And then I get a phalanx unit, which is more of a defensive unit. So I'm going to hit the defend button and just leave him in the city in case somebody comes to attack us. So now that I have these 3 units, I can make an army. So the army is really cool because it actually fights like it's better than the 3 units would have been separately. Because they can, if one of them is veteran, then they're all a veteran. If any one of them is elite and has a cool upgrade, they all get the upgrade. So now they all move together. So they're a much more powerful fighting force. So now we just finished researching bronze working. We get to choose something else. So I can choose ironworking, which is military, or I can be a little more peaceful and choose like alphabet. So I'll try that for now.
And then I'm assuming there are consequences to all of your actions in this game too, right?
Very much so. We don't want you to, all the way up to late game where you can fire off nukes and nuclear missiles and things. We want to make sure that you have to have a bit of a conscience. Like, if you're just going to go to war with everybody, then they're all going to they won't trade with you. But if you're out there, choosing culture, then you're going to get more of people are going to treat you in the same fashion. It's one of those cool things. You need to have consequences for your actions. It's important. But you should also have fun. So I got a horseman here. Horsemen move faster, so I can use them to explore much quicker. And we're going to go down here, and I'm pretty sure there's some barbarians down here. So this is one of the barbarians in the game. This is our warm weather barbarians. They're like pygmy guys. There's 3 different kinds of barbarians in the game that you'll meet, and you can't have any diplomacy with them or anything like that. Basically, you have one choice, and that's you're going to wipe them off the map. So they're sort of there to sort of help you get used to the idea of defending your cities and using your military units, proactively rather than, because people tend to just sort of make units and sit in one place.
Yeah, already you've covered a lot of ground and just started playing.
The game, previous versions like the PC game takes maybe, could take 12 or 14, even like 18 hours to finish. We want games, the full sweep of time in this version to be done in 4 to 5 hours tops. So yeah, time progresses really quickly. It's already 2800 BC. We've got some units. We're attacking some people. We've just gotten this cool gift from the Phoenicians. So we're going to go to the throne room real quick. This is just a way to see how well you're doing in the game. It's just sort of a fun little thing that comes up. And as you progress through the game, you'll get these cool gifts from people, and you can wander through the throne room and see like all these cool gifts that you've got. And I love the next one is the dancing bears. I like this angle. You got to go top down on those guys. So, and there's all these different people. There's contortionists and those are magicians back there. So as the game progresses, you'll have this cool throne room that's just full of all this neat stuff that you can do. Those
are some pretty good rewards.
Yeah, they're nice. I'd like to get dancing bears for my birthday or something, in case anyone's listening. Combat's really cool and dynamic, interesting. We have a lot of animations to choose from and things like that. And you see these guys are using their blowguns and these guys are using their spears, and we want it to be really interesting and different almost every time you see it. We don't want you to want to skip it. So what I'm trying to find Cleopatra, because I need to meet her. That's one of my objectives, is to meet her. Oh, they're doing, it's not going well.